everyone, and welcome officially to those in the room to our June Town Hall meeting. As always, we've got a lot to talk about. Today, even more so than usual. So I'm gonna, I already spent my time, so I'm gonna dispense with the opening comments and get us right into it, because we do have a very, very healthy agenda with a lot of good stuff to talk about today. So that being said, we are going to kick it off with our first presenter of the day, Ms. Tina Hanneman, who is our administrator from Village Point, is going to enter and tell you about what's going on there. So here's Tina.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I hope everybody had a good week so far and upcoming weekend. I'm going to give some updates on Village Point. So we have some new faces and a face that just returned. Jennifer Sachs is a new director of nursing. As you know, a few weeks back, Rochelle Guglielmo had resigned and took a job in her field that, was something that she's looking for. So now we have Jennifer Sachs, who just started May 17th, so it's been about a month now. She's getting acclimated and she's doing well. She comes from, as I said last time, she does come from experience. She worked in long-term care. She oversaw 121 bed, very similar to our long-term care unit. And also, I mentioned to you that Latira Perry, some of you may know her as a business office facilitator. That was a role that she left. She was doing infection control part-time. She came back to us full-time as an infection preventionist, and she just started June 1st, so we like to welcome them. And census. So one thing I keep bringing up in the past few months is our census has been rising, has been doing well. Our team, Saswati, who's our case manager, Jennifer Garofalo, our admissions coordinator, has been working very hard with families and in the community trying to get census up. So our census hit a high of 108 as of today, which is great, and we have, as you know, 120 beds. So we're well over 90% capacity, and it's doing very, very well. So kudos to all the staff. It has been a lot of admissions, a lot of discharges, a lot of moving around, but they have been doing great. Right now, our census in Evergreen, which some of you know is one of our long-term care neighborhoods, is on the first floor, is 30. Our second long-term care unit, Sandalwood, is on the second floor. We're sitting at 26. Willow, our memory care unit on the second floor, is sitting at 26. And Aspen, as you know, that's our subacute short-term rehab, has been going up, going down. So that varies, but it's usually more than 20. Today we're sitting at 26 out of 30 with admissions coming in. So that's great. So kudos to all the staff, especially when, as Jay had said, and it's very hard getting people through the door with COVID, with the challenges and obstacles on the outside. A lot of people are opting to go home with home health services, and or they're scared to come into long-term care. So it's great that we're seeing a rise in census. So we had our 8th infection control survey. So as you know, when COVID started last March, Department of Health, they come in unannounced for one day to do an infection control survey, especially when we report any cases. So a few weeks back, we had one employee who had tested positive, just had a fever for that one day. We sent her home. We did swab that whole unit that she worked on, and everybody came back negative on that Monday. We re-swabbed them on Wednesday, and we had 2 people that came back positive. One person was not vaccinated, and one person was vaccinated. The person that was vaccinated didn't have any symptoms, and the person that was not vaccinated had, some symptoms like shortness of breath and an episode of vomiting. So I had to report that. So 2 weeks later, the Department of Health, we had 2 surveyors that came on site. Similar to the last surveys, they basically interviewed staff. They reviewed our COVID policies and procedures. They observed, staff on the units, washing their hands, interacting with the resident, if they're wearing their PPE, and so forth. They spoke to us, and we just got back our survey results. We did have one deficiency. They actually tagged it all under one. Basically, one of our, we have an agency aide that's on that unit that was considered a quarantine unit. Even though we had the signs, she did go into one of the rooms to assist a resident. She had her mask, she had her shield, and her, surgical mask over, did use gloves, but didn't use a gown. So they did tag us with that and other things underneath that. One of the things that they were looking at on that unit was, because it's a long-term care unit, we have residents with dementia. So they either, have a memory deficit, or they're a high fall risk, or they have a behavior. So we do have, for safety purposes, residents do, like out in the common area, we keep them 6 feet apart, and if they're able to tolerate the mask, they were questioning why they were out, even though we provided care plans, fall assessment to show that it was due to the fact that it's a safety concern. We couldn't keep them in the room, and due to the resident right of being out, they still questioned us and said that we weren't following the proper protocols. So as I said, we've done that in the past. It all depends when surveyors come in, how they interpret the guidelines. So they did tag us, they lumped that all into one. So I do have to, we have to prepare as a team a plan of correction that we need to submit to the state, and once it's approved, then we get our, final, and that's something that we need to observe and obviously make some changes and do a lot of education on our end. Upcoming next week, we're celebrating, as you know, we celebrate Nursing Home Week and Nurses Week. We're also celebrating CNA, so Certified Nursing Assisted Week is June 17th to June 24th. So we're gonna do a nice luncheon for the 7 to 3 and 3 to 11 shift. And we're gonna do something for the overnight staff, 11 to 7, to show our appreciation. Our staff has been working very hard. They've been picking up extra shifts, as you know. The staffing out there all over the place, we're hurting. So our staff has been wonderful. They've been picking up extra shifts, have been staying to help out, have been even postponing their vacation to help us out. So kudos to our staff, they've been wonderful. So we want to acknowledge them and appreciate them. So we'll be doing, raffles, and along with the Swati, she also has a marketing event planned the day after. So we're going to be doing like ice cream social with them. So just nice to, appreciate the staff. And that's all I have. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Tina. So 108 out of 120 at Village Point is 90% occupancy, as Tina just mentioned, and that is actually two things I want to note on that. One, that is the highest occupancy we have seen at Village Point since its opening. So even before the pandemic began. So we have recovered from, we opened Village Point, hard to believe, almost 3 years ago, and we started with about 50 residents, and we built up as high, I believe, as about 104 or 105 before the pandemic began. So that was March of 2020. Dropped all the way down to just below 80. We were in the high 70s when things kind of crashed at Village Point and all throughout. And a lot of that was, we did sadly lose some folks, but a lot of that was due to the fact that no one was going to the hospital, no one was circulating through the system. And we've been able to build all the way back up to 108, 90% occupancy. Right now, the average nursing home occupancy is about 75% occupied. So for us to be at 90 is quite incredible, and it's a tribute to everyone at Village Point, and a tribute to the care and service we provide over there, because if we weren't doing good things and giving good care and having good outcomes, people wouldn't be recommending us and they wouldn't be coming to Village Point. So kudos to everybody over there at Village Point for all their hard work, and Tina for her leadership. It's been truly, truly tremendous, and we're so proud of everybody there. So, speaking of moving people in, do we know who does that over here at Monroe Village? Nathan Perez, our Director of Sales and Marketing. He's got some exciting news to share as well. So let's bring the guy in. Here's Nathan.
All right, thanks, Jay. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Here is our roll-up from the month of May. We have, I think I mentioned this a couple times, you'll pretty much see the magic number 4 show up a lot for the goals for us. Our sales goal was 4 in May, and we had 7 sales. So that's very good. Closing goal was 4, and we had 2 folks close with us or financially take responsibility of the apartment. They'll probably be physically moving in this month, but you'll see a growing trend of closings. So we have 6 closings scheduled this month alone. We have 6 this month. We probably have about 4 or 5 in July, and then again another 2 to 3 in August. So we're starting to see a very good pipeline building, much like the interest that we are seeing in Village Point. We are now starting to see that interest solidify also on the independent living side. Obviously, independent living is a bit of a longer sales cycle, right, or a longer occupancy cycle. So it's just encouraging to see a lot of appointments coming through again, people coming to our events again, and obviously you see now the hard work is paying off where we have about 6 closings scheduled. This month we are sending out a letter to our database of names. It's going to be focused on the real estate market and the heat that we're seeing and the quickness of folks selling out there. You know, we have people that have moved into this community that have sold their home in a day or a weekend, and people with cash offers. People are not even inspecting homes at this point just to get into a house. So we're just sending a letter out to the people that are in the 55 and over, and in the rest of our database, just to encourage them to investigate the real estate market at this time. You know, folks being in their homes for 20 to 30 years, they've got a good amount of equity that's built up, so they might as well cash that out and move on to a better plan. So that letter is going out over the next week or so. It's from me just addressing folks that concern and then offering for them to come in and do an appointment with us. We are also starting to see, again, another encouraging sign, folks coming to stay with us for trial guest stays and our Try Before You Buy program. For those of you that don't know what that is, our Try Before You Buy program allows someone to stay in one of our furnished guest apartments, and they actually pay for a month period, a 30-day period up to 90 days to really try it out and see if it's for them. And our trial guest stay, that's just something where someone says to us, look, I kind of need a couple days to feel it out, maybe, you know, wander around on my own, see what it's really like and feel it for a few days or up to a week, and that's complimentary. We have 4 people trying this out as a trial guest stay or a Try Before You Buy program between June and September. So we're seeing a lot of people coming back to us and feeling comfortable staying with us. This month we sent out a direct mail piece to advertise a cookout, which is like a lead generator event. Sometimes you gotta just have an entertainment event or a food event just to get names through and just to get a bunch of folks to come through in a very non-threatening way, and then we can work with them later on about, you know, coming back for a different event or an appointment. So we sent out a mailer and we got an overwhelming response. We have about 100 RSVPs from that one mailing piece. So we actually had to create a second event date. Wasn't quite anticipating that everybody was going to be so anxious to join us and come out and have fun with us. So that's a really good encouraging sign. Our typical lead goal, our new inquiry goal each month is about 69 new names to join us. And so from this one piece alone, we had 56 new inquiries. So we've already pretty much reached our new inquiry goal, so we'll definitely crush that this month. We have a NewJersey.com content article going out. Again, it's an interview with myself talking about the real estate market and highlighting some of the fun things that we do here and just giving people a flavor of the community. So that is going online this month as well. We, as Spring Point, we send out a quarterly newsletter, and that is a newsletter that is Spring Point based, so it highlights the company, highlights all of our efforts in terms of the Spring Point Foundation, and it does give a little bit of an individual highlight on each community or life plan campus that we operate. That piece, again, you see that trend, talking about the real estate market, talking about the moving assistance that we give to people when they move to any of the Spring Point communities, and we utilized a resident testimonial from Larry and Julie Gelb in this piece that went out this month. We're already starting to get inquiries from that piece as well. So you can see there's a lot of activity going out this month. We're trying to recoup over the past year the lack of inquiries and to really get ahead to build us a good pipeline of folks to work with. How can you guys help us out? As always, refer your friends. Give out that good energy. Talk to people about some of the fun things that happen here. You know, are we perfect? No, but are we a really good, great value community? Do we try our best? Absolutely. So continue to tell people the fun things that happen. You know, we can fix things that might be an issue here internally, but when you're talking to your family, when you're talking to your friends, try to encourage them to, understand that there's a lot of great things that go on here that keep us engaged and active. That's the best way to get the word out, is just telling your friends. That word of mouth is priceless. You can also provide a testimonial to our website, a collateral piece. I've had a few of you in the room here, I can see, that have joined us for that testimonial storyline. So we've sent out a few pieces. Those are really great ways for people that we tour with, that we talk to really start to understand the resident story. And that's why I really try to highlight and recruit people to do that every couple of months, 6 months or so, because it really gives us a great arsenal of stories to tell people. And it obviously puts a face to the name. You can also take part in welcoming new residents and prospects to the community. Just anytime you see us touring, those unsolicited remarks, tons of people here always stop me and my staff and say, hey, are you looking at the community? Are you considering the community? And they'll just give a really great, I love it. I moved in here 6 months. I've been here 12 years. I go to the pool every day. Whatever it is that you love about the community, I encourage you guys, please always, stop us and just be like, hey, do you mind me giving a little spiel for the community? Prospects, their family members, anybody that we're touring with, always say to us afterwards, wow, that was really cool. I don't get that in every single community I'm looking at. So please, work with us and I encourage you guys to just give that little bit of an oomph to our sales presentations when we're touring people around. And that really goes a long way as well. Well, thanks as always for your support. Have a good day.
Thanks, Nathan. So that real estate market, it is hot. Everybody I talk to, we had a house in our neighborhood that just sold in about 3 days. So, and we live in a fairly isolated rural area, so to see things popping that quickly, it's crazy. It's crazy, and the interest we're seeing is fabulous. It really tells you that we are a community that is on the rise. People are interested in being here, and why? Because they want to come and hang out with great people like all of you, right? So, and what do you do when you're here? You do lots of fun things, right? Who helps organize all those fun things? Steve Ween! So, who's going to talk to us about fun things? Steve Ween! And here he is, the one and only. Am I driving?
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Of course.
Thanks for the warm welcome. Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Just before we get started diving in, it's okay.
Don't want to ruin your, whole
I hope everyone has the June calendar. So just a reminder that is in the Live Ball Hub, which is right by my office. And, and I've been here 10 years, so we've been usually doing the longest day, which is a fundraiser campaign with the Alzheimer's Association. So we are doing something a little different. Again, looking at that calendar, if you see, the day after the 21st, and we're doing, other things, of course, but I'm calling it the longest stretch of, not the longest day, the longest stretch, because we have 5 entertainments in that 2-week period. And, and a lot of thanks to Spring Point Foundation. They are sponsoring 2 of those events in that span, and just looking forward, having great music, light refreshments, and again, it's great that we have no more social distance. That's another reminder, is there are no more sign-ups. I think everyone does understand that, but I want to take the time now to let you know, it's not, I forgot to put the book out. There's no more social distance. So I will be here tomorrow. We do have 2 shows tomorrow too. We have a show at 2 o'clock and a show at 7. Now again, the 7 o'clock is for a full hour. So there's no more 5:45, okay? As you can see, and we'll have the club room open, we can definitely hold all the average seats we were averaging for the last 6 months, since October when we were doing live shows and Saturday. So again, that's a lot to be appreciative, and thank you for doing all that you did, because I don't think we're here without the work that you did. So thanks. All right. Yeah, those are my little notes. So now I'm going to cheat. I'm going to look at the screen. So we do have upcoming live entertainment in July. So back again, Kathy. I think she's been coming. Again, I've been here 10 years. I think she's been coming a little bit before my time. So she is looking forward. It will be a little different. Again, doing this during some restrictions, obviously with COVID. You know, we are still talking with Kathy. She's coming. So we're looking at 11 o'clock around the pond for the Sunday, July 4th. Tuesday, July 6th, Marcus Cheney and the Jesse Lowy Band. They'll be performing at 2 o'clock in the auditorium. At Saturday, July 10th, the Central Brass will be joining us. They did a virtual, I believe, in 2020, so they will be live on stage at 7 o'clock in the auditorium. Tuesday, July 20th, Music in Motion. That is Mike Malone. We all know Mike, and we look forward for a performance at 2 in the auditorium, and that will be also like a social. We are working with Ralph's Water Ice, so they will also be giving a light refreshment also for that social. Saturday, July 24th, Casino Night. Okay, I've been working with that too with the COVID, but now things are a lot looser. I do have my little specs here. We're going to have 4 blackjack tables, 1 Texas Hold'em, 1 roulette, and 1 big money wheel. Okay, I'm not a gambler, so I don't know what that means, but it sounds fun, and it was a lot of fun. I had my first one back in 2019, and it was fun. They will be here from 7 to 9, so it would be 2 hours. You're not using real money. You're not getting real money. But we usually do a prize, and again, we were thinking about doing this during some, COVID measures, but since those are dropped, they still have to focus on that night. But I'll be here, and looking forward to having a fun night. And then looking at August, some things will probably be added, but as far as my planning, I was already planning to have Saturday, August 7th, Jay Daniels. He plays the piano. He's been here, does a good job. And Saturday, August 21st, Carl Dianto. This will be his first time coming to the community. And also that's at 7 in the auditorium. And all this entertainment is brought to you by the Kiefer Fund. So again, we're very blessed and fortunate to have the Kiefer Fund. So a little fun, but we can have fun, like Jay said. Introducing Pick a Flick. Now, what is that? Okay, I'm going to explain. Inviting resident engagement by having a flex time to show a movie that a community member would like to share and connect with other people in the community. So, I know she's actually in the audience. We're going to be showing How Green Was My Valley. That was Best Picture back in its day. And thanks to Mildred Goodwin, she's going to share that movie this Sunday at 3:15. And last week we actually shared Longest Day from a resident, Jordan. So I'm looking at the feedback, and again, it's not on the calendar, but if I'm getting enough notice with the resident who wants to share, we can make this happen. So I'm looking forward to it. We're looking at, again, Sundays at 3:15 in the auditorium, so not the hybrid, 1979 in your living room and in here, but just the auditorium. And again, the security team, they do assist with playing with the DVDs, so that's where it comes with handling the movies when it comes down to the volume. So again, I say thanks to Rob many times, so I'll take the opportunity to thank you, Rob, and the team for doing your part. And so that's something new. So it's not going to be on the calendar, but again, if the people come to me with the disc, we can play it. Okay, so I'm looking forward to something, again, fun. Speaking of fun, please take a look of the display case. Thank you, Albert Parker. Very crafts, Mercury. I'm not too familiar with it, but take a look. It's very beautiful. So Live Well Center updates, the gym and pool. Appointments are still in place to best deliver fitness services to the community. The hours of the operation, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 1:45, and then 1 o'clock to 3. Saturday, we're open 9 to 1. Please call extension 4023 or extension 6477 to make an appointment. New residents or new participants will need to complete paperwork before you can start. Okay, and again, you can walk. This is your community, and again, social distance has diminished, so you can definitely walk up, but you will have to fill out this paperwork before we get started. And July 4th is a Sunday, like I talked about, so we will be observing the holiday Monday, July 5th. So the fitness pool will be closed on Monday the 5th, but we'll be back open Tuesday. Live All Day Health Fair, that is the last Monday of this month, June. So a little summary of what our team fitness will be doing. We'll be also doing fitness assessments with Ashley to set goals and develop an exercise program. Now, some people did the fitness assessments when we did also Senior Health and Wellness Day back in May, the last Wednesday in May. We're going to do a raffle separate from another raffle. So there's many raffles that day. So we're looking forward to having the assessments done. I'll be also doing a Live Well questionnaire completion. We'll try to have a Live Well Focus membership information that we're looking to start. So if you do want to inquire, please talk to Ashley and I, because we would like to start this group hopefully in July. Okay. More information about Total Brain Health. Usually we have that class Fridays. Ashley will be doing the fun cardio challenge, 101 exercise. And like I said, there'll be fitness assessment raffles, and we'll also have healthy snacks and refreshments. Ralph's is not coming that day, so don't ask.
No Ralphs and no Tasty Cakes.
Right. And I haven't really shared a picture in a long time, so here's an update of what these are, and I know questions are at the end. These are actually belong to me, okay? So believe it or not, I'm the dad. And so I'm looking at vacation time, July 10th to the 16th, also a little vacation, July 29th and the 30th. There are others to call, okay? And here's a little synopsis about that. It's Cindy Felter, 6418, or Ashley at 4023. I do not answer phone calls when I'm out of the building, okay? But I will return your phone calls, and I will be back. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Steve. So, the red hair didn't give it away to anybody, did they? I don't know if you can tell in the picture, it's a little washed out, but it's not one child, not two children, but all three, at least as far as I can tell, have red hair, or reddish hair. So, I'm pretty sure they're his. Anyway, all right. So somebody who's, I'm sure they're not, would be Mike Rosbowski, who is our new Director of Dieting Services. I didn't have a better transition, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're done with that.
I'm done with
so Mike runs our dining services program here, and when I say runs, I do mean runs. He is running all over the place all the time, whether it is to the bistro, to the assisted living neighborhood, to the restaurant, to the kitchen that's serving the bistro, the restaurant, and assisted living, to the store to pick up stuff that our vendors can't get to us. He is running everywhere. I would buy him roller skates, but I'm afraid he'll get hurt. So,
especially on the stairs.
Yeah, especially on the stairs, exactly. So I'm going to turn it over to Mike, who has an update from our dining services perspective. So here's Mike Rosbowski.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So we continue to keep moving along in dining services. As Jay had mentioned, we've been pretty busy with pretty much every aspect of everything. So I first wanted to just go over some of the things that we've done since our last town hall meeting. We had our Mother's Day brunch, was back on May 9th. We had our Memorial Day brunch, that was on Monday the 31st. And we did, this past week on the 8th, we did our kind of a summer sampler of some of the new items that we have on the summer menus. And once again, that's something that we'll give it a few weeks. We will be having, just to get some feedback on the new menus, we will be having another dining committee meeting in the interim. And then, whatever changes we need to make based on everyone's feedback, we'll make some changes after the 4th of July. So we'll give it a few weeks to, see how everybody enjoys some of the things. I know some people like some of the new salads that are on and things like that. So coming up, just so everyone's aware, we have on Father's Day, we will be doing brunch on that Sunday. Father's Day is June 20th, so that's in a couple weeks. Also we've been working with Steve and the Live Well team. I know everybody, the rainbow cakes we did the other day were well received, by the residents, and we're also working with Steve. We're going to be doing Caribbean American Heritage Night, so we'll be featuring some Caribbean specials in the restaurants on that evening, working with Steve with that. And 4th of July is coming up. It's hard to since Memorial Day, it's just going so fast. We're talking about the 4th of July already, so the summer is really moving by quickly. So there's just some of the things that we've done since our last town hall meeting, and some of the things that are coming up. We also started the summer menus the very next day after we did the one Tuesday night menu on July 9th. So we have some new offerings in the Fireside Restaurant, the Bistro, and we also started the new menus in the assisted living neighborhood as well. So that's, based on some of the feedback, we've made some additions. We've put some things back on the menu, particularly in the Bistro that the residents had requested that we have back on the menu. We'll keep, I got to speak to some people up there the other night when Maria and I were up there cooking dinner. So it was nice to, chat with a few of the residents and take a look at the new menus with them while they were, looking to place their orders. So we were also starting to, do more other events coming up too with our Human Resources Department, and also with the Marketing Department. So we have, trying to get my notes here. So we have the Years of Service luncheon coming up. That's something we weren't able to do last year for our employees. Our Years of Service luncheon is something that where we recognize employees who have milestone anniversaries. So that would be 5-year anniversaries, 10-year anniversaries, 15s. I've had some. William was 25 last year, so it's nice that we're able to, especially after this past year and a half, to have everyone, together for lunch and to share and help celebrate those, those milestone anniversaries. And I'm kind of fortunate in dining services where this year I have a total of 7 of my staff members who are celebrating 5-year anniversaries and 10-year anniversaries. Joe down in the dining room is one of those employees here who's been here for 10 years now. So I'm pretty fortunate to have steady staff like that, because that's what really helped. They've been the backbone of our department going through the past year and a half with everything that's going on with COVID-19. So we're also working, we're doing, as Nathan had mentioned, we're doing some cookouts and things like that coming up towards the end of the month too. So the next few weeks are very busy weeks in dining services. We're starting to do quite a bit. Something else that I've also talked to Cindy Felter about, we decided that next month what we used to do was a chef's table kind of thing, where new residents who move into the community, we would have dinner with them, invite them all together to get together for dinner with Cindy and myself down in the Fireside Restaurant. So it gave a lot of the residents who just moved into the community, don't really know many people, an opportunity to introduce themselves to each other, ask questions from both myself and Cindy. So we're happy to announce that we're gonna start that again next month. So, you know, some of the residents who had recently moved in, you know, have been here to those chef's tables in the past, and that's something, once again, we're gonna start. You know, starting that march on the road back, as Jay kind of refers to it in, you know, in past town hall meetings. So that's, it's all good stuff, it's all positive things. You know, and it's slowly getting there. It's hasn't been easy, but we're getting there, and I think that's what matters most. We're continuing to work in partnership with the Dining Services Committee. I know, are we still looking for people?
Yes.
Yes, we're still looking for any residents who are interested in joining the dining committee. Please see Marlene Zeiselman, and so you can speak with Marlene. She'll give you the details on that. But we've had some very constructive meetings, and I really appreciate everyone's input. Besides the feedback that I get through emails and phone calls and stopping people maybe going to their apartment and things like that and having a conversation with them, the dining committee is also kind of the eyes and ears of, you know, that reports back to me and gives me feedback. We meet once a month, and we've had some very good meetings. And you know, one of the things, a couple things from the last meeting that I wanted to bring, well, I think it's a good thing. Starting on Father's Day, we're going to go back to having some alcohol at our Sunday brunch for Father's Day. We used to do mimosas and Bloody Marys and things like that when we did brunch before, so we're going to bring that back. So every Sunday we'll have you know, some sort of beverage for our brunch on Sundays. And also one of the other suggestions from the dining committee was also that we start doing some more theme meals and some more, you know, different special nights and things like that. So we're going to plan some things out for over the summer, so we have a little bit more fun with the food. You know, I've been trying to get in with our new seasonal menus. I don't know if anybody's had like the fruit salads and things like that that we've had, but I've gotten some fresh plums. We've had fresh corn on the cob, early season corn on Memorial Day, watermelon, and we've had some watermelon salads on the menus the past couple Sunday brunches. So, you know, our fruit salad's coming up. I got in some nice nectarines and things like that. So I'm trying to, that summer stuff is, the produce-wise at least, is starting to, you know, to come in. And, you know, hopefully over the summertime, once it's harvest, we'll get some things that are, you know, Jersey tomatoes and things like that too, Jersey corn. So we'll have those things that we can take advantage of and feature on the menus coming up over the summertime. What we spoke at the last meeting about some new tabletops. They finally come in after a bit of a delay. You know, so we have, what we did was we purchased some new tabletops for our tables in the downstairs in the Fireside Restaurant. So some of our deuces, some of the feedback, our two tops, they are a little small. So we got larger tabletops that we're gonna switch out with the ones that are on there now. So it gives everybody a good 9 more inches lengthwise on those tables. So that's they're just about the same size, maybe slightly bigger than the ones that are in the bistro. So they're a little bit longer, a few inches wider, to give everybody a little more elbow room at the 2 tops that we have down there. And we also purchased more of the 4 tops. And this is gonna, what it will do is we're gonna take some of the rounds that we have and replace them with 4 tops. When there were 6 people at the round tables, everybody was kind of shoulder to shoulder at those tables. So it gives us more flexibility with seating and number of seats. We can combine 2 of the 4 tops together, and you know, we can actually make that into a table of 6 or more, and we could actually, you know, separate them and have 2 tables of 4. So it kind of gives us a little more flexibility with the tables. We can't do that with the round tables, but we probably will still keep a couple round tables because that's comfortable for a party of 5, for example. There's a little more room around the table, so we'll still have a few of them downstairs too. So that gives us, you know, a little bit more seating capacity. It gives the residents a little more elbow room at those tables, and it also gives us the chance to, once again, have those parties of 6 and things like that too. So it gives us a little more flexibility with the seating. Just to follow up with some of the guidance for indoor dining, once again, there are no more capacity limits. Table arrangements have been updated to allow more residents into the dining venues, and I have to be honest, it looked, when Mike Lester actually helped me when we did it up in the bistro, a couple weeks ago, it felt odd to see all the tables and chairs back up there when we first moved everything back up, because we haven't seen all those tables and chairs back up there in about a year and a half. So it's even strange, some of the changes and everything, even for us, and we work in the bistro every day. But yeah, it was a little odd to see all those tables and chairs, and it's like, wow, it looks cramped in here again. And so, bear with us, and I thank everyone for their patience as we move forward to get things back in place for everyone. But the temperature checks we still need to do. They still needed to be taken prior to entry in either of the dining rooms, or in either dining venue, excuse me. Masks are no longer required for the residents, okay? We still have, for some residents who may still, prefer to wear a mask, which is fine. We still have the sealable bags and with the little hand sanitizing wipes in them available in both restaurants. So if you have a mask, you still want to wear your mask, that's fine. Just ask for a bag, so when you sit down at your table, you still have the bag to put your mask in, and you have a hand sanitizing wipe. You can wipe your hands with after handling your mask before you eat. We have the hand sanitizer dispensers at the entrance and exit of both restaurants still. So in the Fireside Restaurant, there's the one door. There's a hand sanitizer right on the wall dispenser. And in the Village Bistro, there's one at the entrance, and there's also another hand sanitizer at the exit door. So feel free to use the hand sanitizers in either restaurant. Reservations, once again, we've talked about reservations. And thanks to everybody's help, we are seeing a little bit of improvement with the no-shows. I'm seeing more cancellations, not as much no-shows, so I want to thank everyone for that, in contacting either the staff in the bistro or in the Fireside Restaurant, and letting them know of a cancellation, because it opens the table up for other residents as well. And I think that's a common courtesy, and I'm very happy to see that there's been improvement made since the last couple of town hall meetings that we've had. So I'm going to continue to get that message out there to everyone. That just, once again, in both restaurants, it helps us accommodate more people.
Go back. I thought you were done.
Thanks. No. So once again, if you need to change, cancel, or make a reservation, no-shows prevent those other ones from having a reservation at the time they prefer, which is also more important. Some people don't like to eat early, some people like to eat a little bit later. We're trying our best to accommodate you, so please let us know. Okay.
Now you're ready?
Now I'm ready.
You sure?
Now I'm ready.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, so once again, the contact numbers for is extension 6432 for orders and reservations for the Village Bistro. You can call extension 6433 for orders and reservations in the Fireside Restaurant. The new menu line that we spoke about at the last town hall meeting, that's kind of an information line where you can call some residents who are visually impaired. This is a good tool for them or a good way for them to call on a daily basis and get the menu specials for the day. And that's new. That's extension 6485. We had a little trouble getting that line set up, but we got that worked out with the help of our IT team. And those specials are on there for both restaurants. There's changed every day for the next day. So before they leave at night, for example, they do the recording, and the specials are available for the next day on that line. You cannot call or leave a message on that line, or call in an order on that line. You're not able to leave any kind of voicemail or message on that line. It's just for informational purposes only. So that's another way for us to get the specials out, in addition to Touchtown, which is channel 1979 on your TVs. And of course, you could always stop me in the hallway or give me a call. My extension is 6424. And you could also email me, and my email address is listed there. Where both comment card boxes are in each restaurant, my business card is there. You can take one of my business cards, and my telephone extension and my email is on the business card. That's right next to the comment card boxes in the bistro and in the Fireside restaurant. And the other thing that I wanted to go over is there was just an article that I read, and it's kind of what we've been experiencing in pretty much ordering everything. I read an article the other day in the Wall Street Journal, and they were just talking about how things are in general. We're still looking and recruiting staff, which is one thing that's kept us all busy right now. We pretty much have open positions for every position in our department. So we have made some good effort with that. I actually, before the town hall meeting here, I emailed someone who we work with at the Monroe Township Schools to see if there was any students who were available, and they were looking for work and employment. So we've worked with the school, with the Monroe Township Schools. For those of you who are not aware, we have some students, and I think we're going to try to start it back up in September again, if we're allowed to do it. Some of those students, they take the bus here, they do a job sampling program. And they come here, it's actually part of their school day. And we've actually, at the end of the school year, we've actually hired some employees, and they're still with us today from 2 years ago when we did the job program with the Monroe Township School District. So, that's something that gives their students a chance to see if food service and working in a kitchen is for them. It's not for everyone, and it gives them a good experience. And in some cases, we learn some things for them. Some of those students may have some challenges developmentally, and I think we learn some things with their patience and the positive energy that those students have, despite the challenges they may have in their lives. So it's kind of refreshing to work with some of those students. And so that's something that we've solicited. We sent out a flyer to them this morning for students, for servers mainly. So you will be seeing some new faces. We have made some headway with that. So there will be some new servers that will start training actually this weekend downstairs in the Fireside restaurant. So, just be patient with us. But going back to that article, it was, just about how the economy and things were, how things are going right now. So there's just as much as things, we had some struggles when all this started a year and a half ago. It was tough to get paper supplies, and we were doing so much takeout and everything like that. We had to wait weeks for some things to get out of stock, so we were using different vendors and, trying to get everything in here so we didn't have any, uninterrupted service with anything. The same thing is true in all aspects, whether it's the supply chain, delivering. It took me about 3 more weeks than it should have to get those tabletops in. So because of they have to be manufactured and shipped, and everybody that I've spoken to, it doesn't matter whether it's our produce vendor, our meat vendor, our paper supply vendor, friends of mine that I have that own restaurants. It's getting help right now is very challenging. It's very slow. Like I said, we're making progress with that. For those of you that have gone out to the supermarket and done some shopping, I'm sure you've seen meat prices are through the roof right now, and that impacts what we do here. Even just as an example, it's not so much when something goes up a couple dollars a pound. You have to take into consideration the volume of what we go through. So for example, salmon right now, the price of that has shot up $3 a pound. So that's, when you go through about 140 pounds of salmon in a week like we do here, at the end of the month, that's over $1,500. Our beef tenderloin prices, they've gone up, as you're well aware. That's gone up to over $20 a pound for some of those things. So, we have to be very diligent with what we're doing with our menus. That's part of my responsibility. It's not everybody to keep everybody happy with the food, but to manage your money. So, we've made some changes with the menus. Not gonna be like that forever, which was what the whole purpose of that article was, is, it's temporary. I think as schools get back, more people get back to work, and we have the supply problem, and then the people that deliver the food, everybody's looking for people to work right now, so that's one of the challenges. And that's why prices have really shot up lately. They expect that to be short term, and I think that's a good prediction. So I think we have another couple of months that we have to, some challenges that we have to overcome in a couple of months. But our goal in dining services is to keep everybody happy with the food. Once again, let me know your feedback with the food, because that's what helps us put things on the menu, put things back on the menu, make some changes, take something off the menu. So I encourage everyone, that's what I said before last month. I think one positive thing from COVID-19 is I've had more feedback and more conversations and more feedback than I've ever had in the other couple of years that I've been here. So I would like to say keep it up, because it's helping everything out, and it helps me do my job better to serve you better. So thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day. I'm not the only one that goes off on a tangent.
No, you're not. All right, so it's 7th inning stretch time, folks. If you're able, stand up, do a stretch, reach to the ceiling, out to the side, don't whack the person next to you, please. Maybe out in front a little bit. And have a seat.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I didn't want to scare you all with my rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, so I just decided I'd lead the stretching instead of actually singing. So, we don't have anybody here who can sing that's part of this next presentation, although they could be a group of backup singers, maybe. Maybe that's what they could do, the three of them. So we'll see. Next up is Cindy Felter, our Director of Resident Services. She has a few things to share, and then she's going to bring in some special guest stars. So with that, here's Cindy.
Hello, everybody. It's so good to see your lower halves of your faces. Everybody's so beautiful. It was funny, somebody had moved in during COVID and I had never seen this, and I didn't recognize her because it was so, I hope everybody knows that I love my job. I absolutely love this job. I love the people I serve, and I love the people I work with. And Spring Point's mission is to inspire families with endless opportunities. And I just want to give you a little piece of how some of the staff use their talents and their skills outside of the box to benefit everybody here. It's not on my slide, but these amazing, talented people, like Nathan was the one to spearhead the new greenhouse. And if you get a chance, go down there. There's a very funny book of how we're going to do the greenhouse and how we're going to be educating people. We're taking pictures of the plants, we're explaining what type of plants, where they're from, and we're highlighting a plant each week. I got a plant that has grown, I think it's twice as big in 3 weeks that I had it in there. So I hope you'll take the time and look at that. It really is a fresh, beautiful space, and we really appreciate everybody who worked on it beforehand. Mike Malone, as you know, is in security, and he uses his talents with music, Saturday mornings, DJing. He's wonderful, he's in AL. Gina has a passion for dementia and Alzheimer's. She spearheaded this health fair we're gonna have that's wonderful with the intent to make money for Alzheimer's. She worked really, really hard on that, and Steve and his team are employing all of her plans for it. Rosemary, the bus driver. I hope you all know Rosemary. Rosemary goes on her days off to scout trips, to look at logistics, to make sure it's a seamless trip for you all, and she loves her job. She does. She's just a joy. Steve, who everybody knows and loves, and writes emails at 3 in the morning because he found a better way to do something when one of the kids wakes him up and he can't get back to bed. He is just a joy. Somebody said they can hear me laughing in the morning outside in the smoker's hut, and it's usually because he's making me laugh. Ashley in Livewell, I don't know if you all know that she's got her master's and she goes continually to get more certifications. I don't know what she can get certified in other than what she has, but she amazes us. Every week or two she gets a new one. And I hope you'll get to meet Todd in AL. He was in dining, and his passion was to work with the residents with activities. In 6 months, he has just breathed such light into the activities over there. He just did a fabulous 104 birthday party that was so joy-filled. And he goes above and beyond, and he's just wonderful. Gabby, who thinks of all of you as her family, and she makes sure that all your physical conditions are in here. I don't know how she does it. She's going to be doing a demo of Peruvian food next month, so stay tuned for that. And finally, Jay has created this culture of openness and creativity, and he lets us step outside our boxes and do our thing, and I really, really appreciate Jay's leadership. He knows when to stand back and when to come in, so I'm thrilled. Okay, so now that's my segue to, we really want to encourage you to use your talents. We have the new Residents Association Executive Committee that we're looking for members for. COVID really, we were on such a wonderful roll. We had such a wonderful president, and he had such great things he was gonna do. And we miss him every day. But we need to build up that association and get it back on its feet. So anybody who has a skill, a talent, maybe I'll try this, please come talk to me. Our New Beginnings group, which is wonderful, they welcome the people who come into the community. So Julie and Larry are wonderful representatives of the community, and you'll see them doing tours. And our Grounds and Landscaping Committee, we could use about 2 more people. I'll get to that. And then Greenhouse. If you would like to be part of that, let me know. And then I'm going to do a quick Grounds Landscaping Committee update. We finished the plantings in 1 and 2 parking lots. They look fabulous. Stan and the maintenance crew did a great job. He's taken away about 10 dead trees, and they're working on the plantings for parking lot 3 and 4. And what we also are doing, if you find something out around the community and it's bothering you, it's a dead tree, it's something that needs to be changed, let me know and we'll put it on our ongoing list. Now from this, there was a group of us who started pruning. So we have an offshoot pruning group, and it's very gratifying. Jill's part of that.
Was that a bad pun, offshoot?
I know, I'm glad he got it. I was kind of proud of that. And so that was fun how that kind of developed organically. So for our Live Well Health Fair, please make sure you, thanks to Gina for putting this together and everyone who's participating. It's a really good time to bring anything new. So if you have a living will, if you have a power of attorney, if you have new insurance, new doctors, please bring it to the clinic table so that we can update that, because it's really important. You will hear from Gabriella why that's really important, obviously. And finally, I just want you to know that Xfinity letter that went around that is throwing people huge anxiety. You don't have to do anything. it says that you have to call them and you have to update to high def. You don't have to do anything. So rest assured, you don't have to call, because once you do call, it is a 20 minutes of infomercials for seniors. So how they, Xfinity to let this happen, I don't know, but so don't waste your time. Oh, and one more thing, the art committee is going to be doing, we're gonna feature residents art who have done in-house classes here. So the painting class, the drawing